What is up, everybody, and welcome to the Revolution Gaming Podcast for July. Oh man, this year has already flown by. Welcome everybody. Thank you to everybody who decided to come in early. Remember, as long as you keep talking throughout the stream, you will be entered for the giveaways that we do at the end. We are going to be emptying out the vault completely today, and that means every single key that I have left to give away will be given away today. So this is the big old grand finale when it comes to that stuff. Murmitch, you don't have to hit exclamation point giveaway. You just have to talk. Fucker. He's how much Murmitch comes around. All right. So, as always, we start with our joke games, and I'm gonna let Ray go first.
All right.
Ray, what is your game?
You let me keep beer runner, so we'll start with that.
Beer runner. Sounds like everybody in the town that I live in. There's actually multiple beer runners. There's like one, two, three, four of them.
Wow.
I'm gonna guess it's the top one. Yeah, okay. So it comes out on the 4th of July. But there's a lot of beer runners, man. Oh my lord.
Yep.
You know, you think somebody would be making a beer run, but he looks like he's running from and to beer?
I think it's just a runner that involves beer.
Yeah. The beer bottles are a nice touch, I have to say.
Oh my gosh.
It looks like drunk Mario.
It does.
I think that might be intentional.
It's a me, Mario! Wait, what? Why are there so many? Because everybody wants to run for beer. I mean... Except none of us, because I don't think any of us drink beer. At all. So...
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I was gonna say, even Silver doesn't drink beer, so...
Even if silverware.
Yeah. I haven't had any alcohol in, like... God, I can't even remember now. Like, maybe 11 years?
Good for you.
Yeah, the publisher Drunk Games Studio.
Oh god, you're right.
What a hell of a publisher. Alright, Murmitch, what's your joke game?
Cats away.
Cats away. Oh boy. Alright, cats away it is. Let's see. Oh my god, it looks like an anime cat game. It's all cat girls.
It is.
Oh lord.
So it's not even cat girls, it looks like. It just looks like cats and anime girls.
Yeah.
This looks like an actual game though.
It does. I did see this.
It's an RTS real-time tactics game.
Huh.
Yeah, but all of the shipmates are freaking cats.
I mean, I'm okay with that.
Yeah?
There's nothing wrong with a good cat. They even know to leave the screen on the cat at the end. So, all right. And I'm going to give Ray credit for this one because I couldn't find one. This is Guac and Load. To all my Guac fans out there.
Boy.
Yeah, baby. We're loaded with guac. Is this like a fighting zombies at a Chipotle or something?
You know, not entirely inaccurate at all.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, would you like some chicken on that? Shoot him with the guac! How's it going, Let's Maybe? So you're feeding people and then shooting them or stabbing them when they don't behave. Okay. I can see that.
I think it's if you get the order wrong, they turn into like a zombie and you have to
Oh god. Well,
murder them.
I would be terrible at this game. I would just spend all my time shooting. Because I know how well I get orders right. Especially in a game like that. Maybe Deborah would be good at this game. Deborah's good at all the baking games. Like that game that you have on your list, Murmitch, about the baking. Was it Baking Simulator or something?
Bakery cafe simulator.
Yeah, that's something I'm going to have to buy her. Baking Cafe Simulator. She's already like, yes! Over the side. She loves anything where you make food. Anything. All right.
Oh, that's good.
So let's.
I have a Factorio mod you could try.
There you go.
Oh no.
No, the worst. A little bit of history before we get started. I gave my daughter a copy of a game called Baking Simulator a long time ago, and like she loved it. It was buggy as fuck though. And then the developer just dropped the game and never updated it again. She was so pissed because she liked the game, but they never fixed it at all. I was like, "That's what early access is. It's called. Oh, we didn't make any money. Screw you." That's pretty much how that works. All right. So with that being said, we're gonna have Murmitch go first for his review game this time.
Yay.
All right. What do you want to talk about first, Murmitch?
I'm gonna talk about Starbirds.
Starbird. Okay. We can do that. Starbirds.
So I played the demo for it because that came out a little bit ago, back in June. So Starbirds is basically, I mean, it's a bit like Factorio, but not. Like you basically route materials from different asteroids to the main base to complete quests, and you can create different like materials by combining other materials, and then you can ship those on space platforms off to the main ship. And there's a story that goes along with it. Like you get to play the little beginner story with it. There's different characters that, like, you've got the sciencey nerd bird, you've got the captain bird, you've got the miner bird, the guy who's like has the gun bird.
Bird with gun.
Yeah, bird with gun.
I mean,
But yeah, it's basically a little bit resource management, a little bit, but more kind of automation where you just kind of auto ship off materials. They don't ever run out, which is pretty cool.
That's nice.
I don't know if they'll change that for the final version, but I don't think so. But yeah, it's a fun little game. It's made by the same people as Dorf Romantic and as you can kind of tell from the characters, Kirkgazat.
I was gonna say Dorf Romantic. Is like they love that game. Both Ray and Murmitch both love that game. So,
Yeah.
it
So
makes
Tucana Interactive is the people who made Dorf Romantic, but yeah, Kirkgazat is the YouTube sciencey animation channel that has all of this style of animation for all their science videos. But yeah, it's
They do
a
like
really
in a
cool
nutshell
game.
videos, right?
well, that's cool. That's a cool collaboration then.
Oh yeah, like, and it is a bit puzzly because you got to figure out like how you're gonna fit all this stuff on such a tiny little asteroid for some of them. But
Yeah,
it's
I can
pretty
see by
cool
some of the
because
images.
yeah, you can basically ship raw materials from an asteroid to another asteroid, create it in something, and then ship it off from there to the ship to complete the goal.
Nice.
And sometimes you got to ship stuff from asteroids to other asteroids to complete the goal on that specific asteroid.
Huh.
So,
Well, you can't.
yeah, I'd recommend it when it comes out later this year. Play the demo if you feel like it, because honestly, I had a lot of fun with it.
And it's free. It's
And
free.
it's free for now.
It's free 99 for the demo. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Doesn't get much cheaper than that.
Hey, how's it going, Boricon? All right. So the next one he has is Tinkerlands, which we could
Yep,
both talk
which-
about.
Yeah, we both played.
I was kind of sad that Ray wasn't available during our escapades in this game. I
Yeah.
think he would have enjoyed it.
Oh. So that looks familiar. Is that a...
So,
No.
what happens if you took Core Keeper in Stardew Valley and then added biomes that destroy you if you're not prepared for them? Welcome to Tinkerlands. Like, I did it.
It's more
Sounds
like
ruthless.
it's more like Core Keeper and Terraria a little bit more.
Yeah.
But
So let's put it this way. I did a dare drop for this game, Ray. And it was labeled under easy, which is only supposed to take about an hour to get through, okay? We ended up streaming this game 3 times before I could even get gold armor.
Wow.
well, to be fair, like once was just with Silver, the other was just once with me, and then the final one where we had both of us, we kind of sped ran to gold armor a little
You know, I
bit.
am sad we never saw any of the rest of these enemies, though. We only saw the
I
frog.
know, like, we just saw kind of the normal ones. We didn't even get to see most of the bosses, which kind of sucked. But
And
hopefully
the-
we get time to go back to it.
And one of the craziest things about this game is the map is fucking ginormous.
It is.
And for being fresh in early access, this game has a incredibly large map, full of like distinct biomes and everything. There is no lack of variety.
I know there's a ton of weapons that we did not even get a chance to explore, but there's a lot of them are really cool.
Yeah, and variety will be something I bring up later in my review of a game. But yes, what would you give this for a grade, Murmitch? Since we both had a pretty good amount of time with it.
Honestly, I had a lot of fun with it. It was a lot better than what I was expecting going into it. 6.5 out of 10 since we're not allowed to go above 7.
Oh, we removed that rule, Murmitch.
Oh, then I'll make it 7.5 because I had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, I'll give it a 7. It's probably one of the, besides Core Keeper, this is probably one of my favorite games in this styling.
Yeah, it's got so much you can do. It's crazy.
Yeah, and it's really built to play with friends. You can
yeah.
play it solo, but like it's really more
should
built to
play
be
with
played,
friends.
you know, to play with a friend or 2 or 3. Especially when you're fighting bosses. My God, yeah. Bosses shows up randomly, and when you're playing solo, you might as well just like kiss your ass
At
goodbye.
least the slime king guy showed
Yeah,
up.
and looking at the other bosses in this game, I'm like, bro, I would get annihilated in 3 seconds. But
Yeah.
hey, all credit to Hype Train Digital. They ended up giving me multiple keys to this game to make it so we could all play together. So thank you to them. It doesn't influence my score because I don't have to, because they didn't pay me to. So I'll just say it's a nice game. I can't wait to see what it's like when it progresses in early access and gets even more content, which is going to be fucking amazing considering how much it already has. But yeah, it was a totally enjoyable experience, and yes, Murmitch, we will go back and visit it. Maybe that will be good Patreon content.
Yay. It would be.
Because for people that don't know, I have 3 streams left until my break. I have today, I have tomorrow, and I have a shorter stream on Saturday. After that, I am probably gone until August 1st. There may be another, like a couple streams here and there if I get the itch and I have, you know, some free time to do so. But other than that, I'm going to take a break because every summer I usually take 2 to 3 weeks off, and I've reached that point, and it prevents me from burning out the rest of the year. And honestly, when you start seeing the games for next month and the dates that they are released on, you'll understand that the first 2 weeks that I take off will affect nothing because there's pretty much jacket shit coming out the first 2 weeks of July. So I'll be in good shape. All right, so I'm going to talk about the games that I played for review. I played one on the Switch, which is very rare for me. But it's a game that Dan ended up buying too, which I was very proud of. If I can influence Dan to buy something, it's a good day for me. Which the first game is Nice Day for Fishing.
Hey, Balin.
Ain't it?
Yeah, Balin, it's nice day
Dude, the whole thing with the game is like all the main character says to everybody is, "Nice day for fishing, eh?"
I've seen a lot of their skits, so
Yeah, that's all he says. But this is like, I will say, this game is fucking excellent for what it is. It is a
Oh, yeah.
full fishing-based RPG game. And for these guys know me very well. If there's fishing available in a game, I will be fishing. So imagine giving me a
Pretty
whole
much.
game where I can battle things with my fishing pole. You fight bosses with your fishing pole. Like literally, you fish to fight bosses on land, which is hilarious. And the comedy never gets old, it never gets stale. It's a really good, how do you say, like, it's a nice collaboration between the YouTube channel and the game studio to make something that was really good.
Mhm.
Like I said, there's amazing amount of things you can upgrade, magic spells you can do with your fishing pole. Um, the story's actually good. Um, and I played through the whole entire thing. I played the whole 13 hours. And I want to play it again because there's changes you can make and there is a bit of replayability in there. So I'm going to give it, since we're doing point fives this month, I guess, I'll give it an 8.5. Is it the most groundbreaking game in the world? No, of course not. But is it a excellent, fun experience when it comes to a genre that really doesn't exist currently and with RPGs? Yeah, it's fucking great. And the game's on sale for
Cool.
what, $15.99 right now? So all I can say to you guys is that it's a good day for fishing. um, it's fucking so good. It like I said, it's a game that I felt like was made for me, only because I love RPGs and love fishing. And when I saw this, I was like, I'm sorry, you got me. I went out and bought it on the fucking eShop, and I was like, I could play this and just lay back, and it was great. Best experience I
Nice.
had on the Switch in a long time. All right, now we're gonna talk about the one that I did not have so much fun playing. Okay, now for people that saw this on Coffee and Indie, you're automatically gonna know what the fuck I'm talking about. We're gonna talk about the game Scar-Led Salvation, a indie game, a very very much indie game that is $60.
Wow.
Okay, that's where we're gonna start with this. It's a indie game that is $60. Okay, so so this is what happens in this game. You play as a try to be sexualized but rather ugly character, and you basically fight through corridors of enemies in kind of like a bullet hell fashion. I ended up playing an extra 3 hours before I gave up last night. I did fight one boss, the boss you see on screen right now. I did end up fighting. It took me another hour to get there, so that means I spent 2.5 hours to find the first boss. It's supposed to be a roguelike game, but I never died, ever. The difficulty is basically non-existent. Yeah, we never saw that boss? Yeah, because I made it to it last night. The enemy variety is non-existent because it takes the same enemies and just gives them different bullets. So it's the same enemy design, it just gives them different bullet patterns that they fire. After you defeat the first boss, it goes to a different area, and it gives you the same collection of 4 or 5 or 6 enemies, and just gives them a different bullet structure. That's it. Then there's only 6 weapons in the game, which was very infuriating. I found one more after playing for 3 more hours. I found one more weapon, and it has to be one of the most frustratingly boring games I've played in quite some time. I like the idea of this game, and that's why I decided to play it. But in actual like execution, this game is probably one of the most dog shit games I've played in a long time. In a long, long time. So,
Wow.
for the people that watch the stream, it's basically corridor, fight guys in a room, next corridor, fight guys in a room, next corridor, fight. It's like that for hours. Alright. Until you eventually find like secret doors that either give you loot, being the same 4 guns over and over and over again, or they give you like mini perks slots where you can upgrade health or, critical damage or stuff like that. But it's pretty much the same loop over and over and over again. So, I did save, and then when I played it last night, I forced myself to finally get to a boss, which took me an extra hour. And after that, the enemy design did not change, but the way the enemies attack did. So, They couldn't even give us an extra enemy design. They literally just went, okay, now the enemy's gonna fire different. And because of the way the mechanics in the game work, basically you can block everything. And it basically was the most generic yet undifficult experience I've had. And the only thing that was kind of redeeming about the whole thing was the actual voice acting of the AI companion and the main character. My only thing, if they continue to support it, well, they released an update yesterday before I played. It didn't change anything. But I will say this: I sympathize because I know that making games is expensive. But if you're going to release a game for $60, and the only thing I can say that's good about it is the voice acting, then you have not made a good game. The rung animation looks like something out of the OG Xbox or PlayStation 1 era. And you have to watch that animation through corridor after corridor after corridor. Because that's the only way the game handles the gameplay loop. It is fucking terrible. So, in a rare point where I'm usually very optimistic about games, I am going to give this game a 2 out of 10. There is no ungodly reason why this game is $60. If this game was $25, I would still shit on it. Because the amount of content the game provides is not relevant. It's not good. It's not even... If this game was like... This game was in early access. If it was in early access, I would give it a little bit of credit. But it's not. It's a fully released game.
With a deluxe edition, too.
There's a deluxe edition that is $80. $80. What's in the deluxe edition? Let's look really quick. Oh, you get the game. Wow, thank you. You get a digital art book and a digital soundtrack. I can't even tell you one track that's on the soundtrack. What? Oh my god.
Jesus.
Okay, you know how usually I'm like, man, I'm gonna have a hard time coming up with my worst games of the year list. No, right now, this game is number 1. Number fucking 1. I'm just saying, this is beyond bad. Please, don't even hate play it. Anybody out there, don't even okay, if you're mildly interested, I'm gonna say this right on the podcast. Go out and pirate it first. There's no demo, so that you can't even see that you're getting fucked beforehand. If you want to try it out and see how bad it is, if you don't believe me, go pirate it. There you go. It's not worth the hard drive space, but you can surely go ahead and do it.
You know, I just realized I see why it's $60. It's not an indie game.
Well, Idea Crates is technically AA.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Idea Factory, sorry.
Compile Heart and all that.
Yeah.
That's all at least AA.
Yeah, I consider AA and below to be.
It's not unusual for them to put games at like AAA price tags.
This part, the only thing
they don't necessarily belong there, but yeah,
okay.
That's starting to make more sense.
Okay, you know what? I could barely stomach the $60 price, right? Some poor soul buys it. That's on them. Okay, but the deluxe edition of this game. What? Like, who is gonna pay $80 for this?
It's your Jackie Chan meme here.
Who? Like who? Who would pay this $80 for this and then feel like they got a good deal?
Nobody.
That also explains why the voice acting is so good, because as the AA company, they definitely afford the good voice actors, and that's probably where most of the cost went. Sounds like.
Probably.
Yeah, definitely wasn't on game design. But yeah, I'm gonna stop being negative right now. But damn, this was the worst game that I have ever played on Coffee and Indie in my life. And yes, I know Coffee and Indie is a broad term. okay? Because I do play single A and double play A games on Coffee and Indie. I do not play triple A games on Coffee and Indie because it's kind of hard to the distinguishment between a single A, a double A, and a regular indie project can be pretty similar if they do it right. I wouldn't use a stolen credit card on it. That's fair. That's fair. That assessment's all right. All right.
Good fun.
With that out of the way, all right. So we're going to talk about the topic of the month real quick, and I don't know if Murmitch is going to have much to say on this because I think he does not dive into the delves of social media enough to probably be too knowledgeable on this.
Not quite. I
He
think
must
he's
have
kind
hopped
of
into
out of it
VC
for a while.
before or after we mentioned what it was, so he might not even know what the topic is.
All right. So listen, today Microsoft laid off a ton of people, and
Oh boy.
they canceled a couple of their upcoming games and completely shut down the initiative, which was the studio that was making the Perfect Dark remake. It looked good, but it had been in development for like 7 years and wasn't even ready for like an alpha state. So
Jesus.
yeah, they brought in a whole entire bunch of like studio veterans and gave them the studio, which is going to be their first quadruple A studio. I hate that term. Yeah, because last time we got one of those, it was Skull and Bones. Because remember, that's the first quadruple A game that ever existed. As Ubisoft put it. Um, but yeah, basically they really struggled to get going with the game. It sat in development for 7 years and still wasn't anywhere near ready for completion. Um, and the studio got disbanded because they felt like it would cost too much money to create the game to make a profit off it. Do I agree with killing the studio? No. Do I think that the studio was probably misran and probably lost Microsoft a ton of money in the process? Sure do. See, I'm pro consumer, but I'm also not dumb. Like when it comes to like the other game that got canceled was Everwild, which was the rare game that got announced like 6 years ago with a trailer, and then got rebooted like 5 times. They could just not figure out what to do with this game, while the rest of Rare continues to work on what is it, Sea of Thieves. So it's not like Rare doesn't have anything else to do. They still Sea of Thieves is on like season 16 or something of content, and the game still has a million people playing it all the time. I think they'll be fine. But I think this is the problem of consolidation when it comes to gaming in general. A lot of people thought this when ABK got purchased by Microsoft. You take one big, huge company and add a huge publisher onto it. Um, People losing their jobs was pretty much inevitable because then you have like managers and everything else which become obsolete to each other because you already have that manager. Or the fact that like Call of Duty has like 5 studios working on all of their games and everything else, and how many employees can you keep at all these different companies before you're losing money? And I think it's terrible. I think they should have probably not purchased ABK, to be honest with you. I think it could have been better off if they didn't, because then they probably wouldn't have been pushed to go multi-platform, which has pretty much killed all their hardware sales. I mean, as a PC gamer, I don't care so much, but now it just leaves PlayStation as the only AAA high-end gaming company out there that's pretty much leading the way. Nintendo hasn't competed with Microsoft or PlayStation since like the Nintendo 64. Nintendo just does its own thing and makes a shit ton of money doing it. So,
Pretty much.
and for me, it's kind of sad. I'm kind of interested to see what the hell Microsoft does long term. Like with this hybrid console they're going to come out with, and they're doing handhelds, and they're trying to get into VR, and like they're trying to create like an ecosystem, which in the long run may actually turn out to their favor. I mean, who knows? If they come out with really good hardware and they're going to integrate Steam onto a home console and make it so you can play all your games, your Game Pass games, your Steam games, and everything in one spot, that might be enough for a lot of PC gamers to actually go, well, sure, I'd love to be able to play my Steam library and sit on the couch. Maybe that would work. But
I mean, affordability is going to play a big role in that. Like, if that's easier than building a PC, that'll be attractive to a lot of people.
yeah, I feel like they'd have to sell their consoles at a huge loss. They'd have to. Because you already have, like,
Maybe.
you have the PlayStation Pro that's currently sitting at $800. And that's not, and there's no hard drive in that. I mean, not hard drive, sorry. No disk drive in that. And the disk drive is $100, and the stand's another $30. So you're looking at $930 for a complete console. So what's the next generation of consoles going to look like? I feel like the line is so blurred between what a console is and what a PC is at this point that I don't know if they could cut the cost enough to make people actually care. I mean, if you want to make it like the best graphical console ever, you're going to have to charge people out the yin yang for it. I mean, even though they're partnering with AMD, which thankfully they're not partnering with Nvidia, because then it would just be like $1,300 just for the GPU in your console, and the console itself would cost $2,000. So at least AMD would get the price down. But I don't know. I feel like we're just at a weird point where, sure, PlayStation has grounded itself that they're going to be the console for people that care about exclusives. Nintendo is the console for people that like their type of games, which for 5 million Switch 2 sold in like a month, that's pretty good. You know, I just feel like if Xbox didn't transition to what they are right now, I think they would probably already be on their way out of the console business because they were losing. They were losing big time. And Game Pass is the only thing that saves their ass right now because it's the most pro-consumer thing they have. Other than that, their console sales are through the toilet. You know, until the last couple of years, they really didn't have any exclusive games to speak of. So, I don't know. Like people act like they're surprised about the layoffs of all these companies. I just don't get it. You know, Dan's here. Dan will agree with me, and he said this the other day. All the companies care about is that the profit line always goes up. And how do you make the profit line always go up? You get rid of as many people as you possibly can from your company, and that way it costs less money for the profits to go up. So, I mean, that's about as easily as I can put it.
Yep.
What do you guys think? Like, what would a console have to be for you to consider buying it as somebody who primarily plays on PC?
It have to be a PC. Honestly, I don't have much interest in the console. I mean, the Switch is nice because it's portable, right? So there's portability is always attractive to some degree, but Microsoft's never really dived into a portable console.
I mean, until the ROG Ally now.
Despite people's expectations.
I mean that's what that ROG Ally is going to be. That their ROG Ally Xbox thing that they are coming out with in October. I mean, hey, yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say honestly, yeah, like at least have most of the capabilities of a PC, like access to the internet, being able to go on YouTube on it, and like if they wanted to do something kind of more like the Switch, just have like don't just keep it exclusive. And like a lot of people nowadays do still want physical copies of games, and I feel like that is getting phased out way too quickly.
Yeah, I agree. That's why
like over the last like 2 or 3 years, it has just been like, oh, these are going to be digital only or stuff like that. Like even when like Animal Crossing came out, the like for the New Horizons, they sold the exclusive console, but they didn't sell it with the physical copy. They sold it with the digital copy instead. So it's been happening for a while now.
Dan, that's a lot of companies. You just rip off your customers until your company goes under and then start a new company.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
most of companies. What are you talking about?
Or you rip off your customers until they buy 5 million of your new console. Hello, Nintendo. Um, you know what,
I
Rafonso?
still don't understand how they sold that many consoles of something that literally they can brick your PC even if you put the freaking controllers in wrong.
Yeah,
Brand loyalty.
yeah, brand loyalty. That's why PlayStation.
Why do you think Apple has lived so long? It's not
Yeah,
because they're custom consumer thinking.
I would
By the
agree with.
way,
Oh, go ahead.
Nintendo can actually brick your PC if you use the wrong controllers.
Oh, you mean your console? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they can brick your Switch too for just using the wrong
There's a
controllers.
lot of things they can brick your Switch 2 for. Rafonso,
It's up to their discretion. It's so annoying.
Rafonso, I
That's
agree.
wild.
If they took Game Pass on, let's say, the next generation Xbox, they offered you Game Pass but didn't require Game Pass for you to have online access to your games, that would be a game changer, and a lot of people would hop on board with that. Because sure, you can put Steam and Epic and GOG and everything else onto the new Xbox, but if you're still charging people to use their device online, that's one extra step than PC gaming. But if they literally take away the restriction of having to pay for online access with their next console, that would be really pro consumer, and that would also really help in their pursuit of trying to have people actually give a shit about it. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, listen, my son has an Xbox right over here. Xbox is something that I've loved since the OG Xbox. I don't have brand loyalty. I just like, that you like to carry over your library, and that's why a lot of PlayStation people will never leave PlayStation. A lot of Nintendo people will never leave Nintendo, even though they'll just charge you over and over again for old stuff. But like, brand loyalty is a really important thing, and they mentioned in an interview a while ago. I'll make sure to shoehorn this pretty quick. Uh, they mentioned an interview a while ago with Phil Spencer. Phil Spencer said they lost the most important console generation when people were building their digital libraries. The Xbox One generation, which, like, you know, that that launch basically came out like a wet fart with the whole DRM thing and the whole, like, your Xbox is an entertainment center and the Don Mattingly shit. He was a terrible CEO of Xbox back then. And the Xbox One was a massive failure. And, because of that, everybody bought a PS4. One of the most popular consoles of all time, PS4. And everybody built their digital library there. So what are you going to do? You're going to switch over and lose all of your games that you have through your digital library for another company? No, you're not. You're going to stick with what you already
No.
have. Exactly.
No.
So I feel like this is the only way that Xbox can go, but I also feel like it's going to be a very turbulent time for them to get there. You know, it's going to be very hard to convince people to put trust in your company when you're trying to pivot that hard. They're trying to pivot from being like, we have exclusives, we have Halo, we have this, we have that, to being a company where we are an ecosystem that is offering you hardware, and you can use our ecosystem to save yourself money, but we have nothing exclusive to give you because we're putting all of our games everywhere. So that's a hard thing for people to swallow, especially old school gamers. But maybe it'll work out for them. Who knows? Uh, but with that being said, and more grave news about the future of gaming, because that's pretty much all we get at this point. Why don't we talk about the games that are coming up for the next month to try and cheer ourselves up a little bit here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yay.
Okay. So, um, you guys are gonna be in charge of reading chat, remember, because I can't. I'm gonna have to go.
Okay.
You're gonna have to go through Discord on my phone and go back and forth. All right. So, I guess how
You
many?
have a lot of games.
What, me?
Yes.
Yes,
you.
All right. So I'm gonna do 3-1-1 until we catch up. Is that fair?
Yep.
Okay.
Are we gonna throw silvers in there?
No, but we are gonna have Silver.
No.
We are gonna have Silver put his list in the my Discord. You know, my actual Discord,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and he is going to put in his game of the month so we can figure out who wins next month.
That sounds good.
So make sure to tell me which game you are going to put as your game of the month, and we will put it in there. And other than that, let's get fucking going. All right. My first one is Islanders New Shores. So I played Islanders a long time ago, and it's getting a sequel with a free demo. So this is about as close to a building or like, you know, civilizations type game in the Dwarf Romantic style that I can probably get into and be good at. So basically you're building your whole entire island up, and by completing certain tasks it unlocks new sections of islands, or you can expand your island to make it so you can continue to build your community larger and larger and larger, and there's a whole bunch of different base islands that you can choose to start with. Like building on a volcano. Don't know if that's a good idea,
Yeah.
but it's available. I love Thunderful Publishing. They put out a lot of cool stuff for a reasonable price. And we are going to mention every demo this time. I will make sure to be on top of it.
Definitely.
Okay.
That one looks good.
All right, next one's easy. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4.
Glad to see the updates continue.
Yeah, and it comes out July 11th. So I'm excited. Everybody with Game Pass, you better be freaking playing it because I miss these classic games. The first two remastered were excellent, and I've played the Foundry demo for this one, and it's just a lot of fun. Thankfully, they kept all the mechanics the same, all the physics the same. It just looks prettier. Because honestly, the games didn't age that well, you know. But if you can tell by the differences between the game and what it shows you of old footage, yeah, it didn't age that great. But it had some of the best gameplay you could possibly imagine when it comes to skateboarding stuff. All right.
Very nice.
Okay. And my next one is Eric's Home. The Stolen Dream. This is an isometric, narrative-driven stealth game.
Ooh. Stealth, you say?
And oddly enough, this is my pick of the month.
I don't think that's odd at all.
Because one, it looks very, very good. Two, it's from a studio and publisher I've never heard of. But like I said, every part of the game looks really nice. And there's not very many games like this. So if I have a chance to check out something a little different, I'm going to obviously take my opportunity to do so. And what I meant before about the 2 weeks thing, like the first 3 games are all either the 11th or the 15th of July. There's not really much coming out in the next couple weeks. All right. So
That looks good. I can totally understand why you would pick that as your game of the month. Because narrative games tend to have a real good polish.
yeah, like I said, you don't see too many games of this particular variety. So
And the cutscenes look fantastic.
exactly. So Murmitch stole one of my games, but that's fine because I agree with him. It's Mycopunk. You want Borderlands, but crazy? That's pretty much what this looks like.
Yeah. That is, in fact, what it looks like.
Well, you know what their advertising campaign was on Twitter? How many copies of Mycopunk can you buy for the price of Borderlands 4?
Ooh. Ooh.
And they were like, when it was 80, they're like, you can buy 4 copies. And then when they said it was 70, they're like, well, we lowered our price. You can still buy 4 copies. I'm not even kidding. They were
man.
like, they lowered the prices so they could keep it at 4 copies. It's like $17.50 for the game.
Nice.
And it's Devolver. Of course they would do something crazy like that.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. We need more developers and publishers that are willing to do those kinds of advertising campaigns.
Oh yeah, I know, right? Anything that saves me a few bucks. Let's see. Let's go to the top of Ray's list. Oh yeah, Everdeep Aurora.
I was kind of surprised you didn't see this yourself, Tim. Like, it looked pretty good.
You know what's funny is I went through my Dare Drops document this morning after I made my list and I saw this game. And then
Nice.
yeah, I didn't even see it before. Apocalyptic meteor shower has forced the world's population to settle underground. Well, damn.
Kind of immediately gives you that description almost sounds sort of what's the Souls-like platformer again?
Hollow
All the
Knight?
bugs. Yeah. Kind
Sure.
of sounds like Hollow Knight when you put it that way, but this one has drilling and digging.
You gotta drill
So it should be
downward.
very interesting.
Quiet.
Digging.
And it's a kitty!
Cute. It's a cute digging game.
Alright, Murmitch, buy us 12 copies, we'll all play it.
Nah.
12
That'll be
Yeah.
when Deep Rock Galactic Road Core comes out.
I will play it with you, Murmitch. I will play it with you.
I'm going to be buying copies for almost everybody.
Okay, well that's fair then. Then I'll definitely play it with you. I don't have to pay for it? Oh, fuck it, I'll play it.
Twist my arm, why don't you?
Yeah, exactly. Alright, so for the first of our anime extravaganza this month is Eden Zero. Which does have a demo.
I did see that.
Yep.
It's from the creator of Fairy Tail. Oh god.
Yeah. It's definitely
Yes.
not just Fairy Tail.
Have you ever heard of Eden Zero? Okay, cool. This game's Eden Zero.
I've watched a bit
Jess
of
is
the
like,
first.
did you say Fairy Tail?
Yeah.
Seriously though, the creator of Fairy Tail, all of the subsequent anime that they've ever done is like the exact same characters, just different anime.
That happened way before Fairy Tail, Murmitch. Like, they have been making the same characters and the same stories for decades now.
You know what I do find odd about this though is usually there's only like 3 or 4 companies that produce all of these games.
Yeah, true.
And this is developed and published by Konami.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that is kind of weird.
Yeah, usually
you
this is
mention it.
like a Bandai Namco thing.
Yeah, definitely. Like all the Dragon Ball games. And all
Yeah,
that.
exactly. This is developed in-house by Konami? What the hell? I didn't even think about that earlier. Alright, I'll add it to my library. I'll add the trial version to my library. We'll try it out. What's the worst that could happen? I've
The
already
worst that could happen is you get hooked. And
I've
then
al-
you want to buy it at full price when it comes
well, I've already got the solo leveling demo installed. I gotta play it still.
out.
That one's,
Gosh.
but solo leveling game's multiplayer. So.
Very nice.
All right, next one is Star Rift Saga.
That sounds familiar.
So you want to talk about something that this is like a mixture of Hollow Knight and Contra.
Yeah. I can see the Contra similarities, definitely.
So it's a Metroidvania with shooting combat, but you can also use your weapon to platform.
Oh, that's cool. It certainly looked like there was a lot of variety to the weapons.
And you know me, I'm always into finding these little niche independent games like this.
Oh yeah.
Well,
I would almost want to say it kind of made me think of Mega Man a little bit too.
Yeah.
Because of
Oh, I got another game this
Same
month that
design.
is very much like that. Like I said,
Is that a grid-based inventory system or something?
Yeah.
That's fun too. I like this.
Those are fun. Now, Tim, don't forget that I have a certain game on my list that I took from you.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not gonna forget any games.
Yeah.
Listen, dude. I may forget my birthday. I may forget everything else, but I don't forget games. All right. All right. So we're back on the anime train. With Hunter x Hunter. Uh-oh.
Nen.
Yeah. Like, why didn't it show up on the suggestions for that though?
That is a good question.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever. Yes, but Hunter x Hunter, another anime game this month. All right, who here has watched Hunter x Hunter? You have?
Me.
Okay, you have, Zachary? All right, cool. So there's a Hunter x Hunter fighting game coming out this month. See, my whole
That would be really cool.
my whole family loves anime, so I knew one of them had watched it. I don't know how I feel about everything having to be a fighting game, though. Like,
I mean, it's the easiest way to do shonen games, right? Because they're always like 1v1s most
Yeah.
of the time, or you know,
And honestly,
2v2s, 3v3s.
A lot of Hunter x Hunter was 1v1s.
well, this is 3v3.
So the usual Capcom vs Marvel.
Yep. And it's made by Arc System Works, so that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, it checks out.
Yeah, it checks out. All right.
At least they should know what they're doing, I guess.
Next one is Prison Boss Prohibition.
Yep. This one looked really funny.
It looks like a clucking good time.
Clock, yeah.
Cluck, yeah. Oh, God. Murmitch, you ever gonna review a VR game?
At some point.
I want Murmitch to review the Deadpool game.
I would be tempted. That one I saw did look really funny.
Oh God, it's an online co-op VR game.
Looks like it.
Yeah.
Oh Lord. Two people flailing around in VR. Every YouTuber is gonna be like, yeah, let's flail around and punch each other in VR.
What's the word? Freedom.
That cop looks like Mr. Potato. Mr. Potato Head.
I think they're eggs.
It looks like everybody's eggs here.
It's a yoking good
either
time.
You're either eggs or chickens.
That's great. Okay, that's pretty cool, Murmitch. That's pretty cool. I'll give it to you. I'll give it
Right?
just this time. No, that's a good one.
I find the quality VR games.
I don't pick up VR games because I can't play them, so I leave that for you and Silver and stuff. Even though Silver can't
Yeah.
play them anymore either.
VR
true.
games have really become like a novelty and.
Yeah, unfortunately, for people that bought the headset, man, they're not exactly at the forefront. So Ray's next game is Orblaze.
Another mining game.
I actually did see this one, but I figured that Ray would take it.
Ray was a miner in another life, down in the coal mines. All right. Let's see.
Kind of looked a little roguelike.
Yeah.
Very simple graphics, but you know, it's good. It's good.
And it has a demo. We have to point out the demo.
Ooh.
Listen, sometimes simplistic is fine. As long as the gameplay is good, who cares how extravagant the shit is.
As long as it doesn't look terrible.
All right. So we got the Carters 2 turbocharged. Who wants some indie Mario Kart? Here we go.
Woo!
No, but this actually looks pretty good, and I played the demo for this a long time ago, and the workshop already has 1,000 maps made in it by the community. So,
Oh, wow.
Jesus.
so yeah, it's got full
That'll keep it alive.
Yeah, full mod support. So if you buy the
Wow.
game, you can play it with whatever mods people make for the game.
That'll be cool.
Yeah, I'm just the only thing that's gonna matter with me, because I really do want to purchase this game. I'm not even kidding. It's just how much it costs. If it's a reasonably priced game, I'll be like Murmitch, and I'm like, I'm gonna buy it for everybody. But yeah, but if it's like $40, I'm sorry. But the only one
Might be a hard bargain.
yeah, the only one I'm gonna pay top dollar for is Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. I'm sorry.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, I think we're all going to end up buying that one.
Yeah, because it's finally like a return to form. And
Hopefully.
and
That's what we're expecting.
and it's got it's already got a
SpongeBob DLC.
SpongeBob DLC, a Minecraft DLC.
Oh,
Man,
there's
seriously?
Yeah.
Tsunamiku.
Yep.
Everything.
And they announced the Jurassic Park DLC today.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah. So that's gonna have a ton of content in it, which is awesome. All right.
But
So
this does look good.
the next one is Bring You Home.
You home, huh?
Bring You Home. This is a puzzle adventure game where you literally change the tiles to help you complete your adventure.
Oh, interesting.
So it's literally you're fixing it by doing puzzles. And instead of like one of the escapes where you could just move part of the map, in this one you have like 6 different sections of the screen, and you can literally move everything around to make it so you can complete your journey through the game.
That's pretty cool.
I love anything like that. Like Viewfinder was Viewfinder was a big one like that, where you use the camera to actually put yourself into the picture and progress forward. This kind of reminds me of that type of idea, where you're manipulating your environment to make it so you can progress further in the story. I like anything like that. I'm a
Alright, you get a follow for that. Sure.
I'm a sucker for ingenuity when it comes to.
to.
Yeah, woo! All right. Next one is actually well, it's a standalone expansion, so it counts as a game. But RoboCop Rogue City Unfinished Business. So this is like, for people that don't know, the new RoboCop game that came out a couple years ago was actually really good. So they decided to make a standalone expansion for it, based after the events of Rogue City. Yeah, and I like the RoboCop game, the actual Rogue City one. I recommend it. It's always on like sale for dirt cheap now. Go play it. One of the funnest FPS games you'll play, and it's really faithful to the franchise. So you should at least give it a shot. You can get it for like $5.
Well, if you own the game, that's a pretty good deal.
Yeah, $5 for like a 25-hour FPS experience. I'll take it. And you know what's funny is this developer was the laughing stock for the longest time, thanks to Angry Joe, because they made that stupid ass Rambo game a few years ago that was like, you know, on rails shooter where Angry Joe was always like, he's a man, not a god. He's a man, not a god. Like, they made that shitty ass Rambo game. And then they made a Terminator game that was actually pretty good that I played on the channel, except for the random sex scene that I was afraid I was going to get banned for. And and then when they made RoboCop, this game, it's actually really good. So studios can turn it around.
They can.
Or just get much worse. Right, BioWare? Right, BioWare. Okay.
Oh, God.
I'd much rather be trending up than trending down.
Oof.
All right. So,
Bethesda's listening.
yeah, I know. They're on the way down, too. Let's see. Next one is the free-to-play game for Murmitch, which is Mecha Break. Because if you don't like
Correct.
which came out technically yesterday.
Yes.
To be fair, I think
It
you could
apparently has
technically
mixed
say this
reviews.
was on my and Silver's list as well, because I've been having an eye on this, and Silver actually played one of the betas.
Yeah, which is surprising because, like, isn't this PvP?
It's a PvP game,
Yeah.
and he kind of enjoyed it as a PvP game. Apparently, there's PvE in it too, so...
I mean, hey, it's got controller
more
support.
to it.
Maybe
Yeah.
I'll pick it up. Hey, you know what? I'll add it to my library. I'll even go further than follow. There you go.
Nice.
Nice. But you know, I'm curious about those mixed reviews.
Oh, probably the microtransactions. I can almost guarantee it.
Oh,
I
I would
if
not be
there's
surprised.
microtransactions, that would explain it.
well, it's a free-to-play game, so yeah, that would be expected.
Let's see. Well,
Or balance might not be great.
$50 characters.
Ooh.
An auction house you can sell microtransactions on. $47.99 for a pilot and a mech.
That's not great.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of people were happy with the betas and felt a little cheated from full release.
Apparently, there was a character creator from the playtest.
And they removed it.
Yep.
Well, you know what? I'd be willing to give it a try for free just to be able to shit on it.
I mean, it's free.
To talk about it.
Technically, they aren't microtransactions; those are macro transactions.
Yeah,
That is fair.
that's very fair.
That is very fair.
That's a shame.
I listen. I understand free-to-play games need to make money. I'm not stupid in that regard, but goddamn, like, do you really have to be that crazy about your microtransactions?
On day one,
If you want to make money like that, just charge, I don't know, something small like $20 to buy into the game. At least then you can make the microtransactions a lot more reasonable, because you already have people's money to start with. Don't ruin the game with pay-to-win shit and then be like, I don't know why our game isn't popular, or is it successful? You know?
Yeah.
All right, next game is Dog Walk. It's a doggy.
I found this as either a Murmitch or a Gen game, and I was surprised he didn't.
how the heck
Put
did
it
I
on
not
his
see
list.
this one?
That's what I wanted to know.
It's a hand-drawn game. I love hand-drawn games.
Yeah,
That is adorable. How did I miss this?
that's what I wanted to know. I was like, this is a Murmitch game. I don't know why it's not on his list. You should show Jen. She'll love it.
How about I'm just gonna send it to her.
Right?
All right, that is adorable. All right, let's see. My next game is Fretless.
Oh,
The-
and it's free and open source. Fantastic. So you don't have to pay anything for it.
That's awesome. All right, Fretless is a turn-based RPG, all based on guitar.
That makes sense.
Level design and things like that. I wanted to talk about.
And it has a demo.
Fretless
So we're gonna
is
talk about-
and what our
Nice.
thoughts were when we were making it.
All right, we'll show the actual demo instead of them talking about it. But yes, you have to like do rhythm-based combat to fight things, but there's also puzzles and other stuff as well. And it's a full-on RPG game.
I guess unique RPGs eating good this month.
Well, you know what? I think people are starting to learn that you just kind of have to think outside the box if you want to stand out.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay. Speaking of
It
things
does
that are...
look good.
Next one is The Drifter. A Pulp Fiction-based adventure thriller.
Have you been staying out here, Mr.
Carter, and I'm not staying here.
This is a point-and-click game, and point-and-click investigation game.
You gotta break out of that head of yours, Mick. Talk to Sarah.
And it also has a demo.
Wasn't enough. You have to violate his grave.
Listen, I don't mind point and click games as long as the writing's good.
I've been shot at.
Well, yeah, that's what they survive on.
I died.
We don't get those too often anymore.
Back in time.
I mean, you know how it sounds.
Yeah, and it also has this game is based on time travel.
In my head, I know.
Jesus, this is you
It's always an
can't-
ambitious
Psychosis is always a risk
way
and
to write a story.
Say the patient attack. Got the DI's gun.
The caretaker eyes me with a look of disgust.
I told you to leave.
But I'm here for a bloody funeral.
Are you deaf? I said get lost.
If there's one thing I hate, it's
But yeah, as a point and click game, I thought it looked pretty crazy. And you know what? There's always room for a good point and click. There's a lot of shitty ones, but this one looked like it stood out above the rest. All right, so now we're gonna talk about something which I have no idea why it exists, but I'm excited for it, which is Shadow Labyrinth. Shadow Labyrinth is literally an action platformer
up.
based on Pac-Man.
You.
Ah, oh, is this that
yes,
one?
yeah, the one from the
And
Yes.
what to do.
series.
It's next level? No, secret level.
Secret Level
Oh, is it
series, yes. Remember
Secret
that?
Level?
Yeah, the episode of
Mhm.
Pac-Man. Yeah, this is the game that game that's based on
That
that.
was, yeah. Huh.
So it's literally an
That's a
action
choice.
platformer, but you can also do Pac-Man-y stuff in it.
That's cool.
Like, look at you can actually like full on transform the Pac-Man into like a mech creature.
That's cool.
But sometimes a swordsman needs more than a sword.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah. Like, look at that thing. You can turn
That's
it.
All right then.
Yeah, you can turn it into a fucking like basically like kaiju. Like, and it's only $30 from Bandai Namco.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's already on sale. You can buy it for $30.
I can't fault them for experimenting.
I'm
Embrace.
totally down to play it. I'm totally down.
Become the apex predator.
The only thing I wish it had was a demo. It does not. But man, like, what a wild idea. And they've totally went full into it. And I'm like, you know what? I'm all for it. I'm all for it.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, like how often do you see a studio like that being like, you know what we could do with Pac-Man? We could just make Pac-Man like a crazy thing that eats people.
And hype the
Cute-
whole game
the
up
cute
before it
round
was even
arcade
announced.
game everybody knew about.
Yeah.
Let's turn it into some kind of horror action platformer.
My turn again.
I know. I'm getting there. Reconstruction Studio.
Yep, studio specific.
Oh, I keep on typing in construction when it's constructor. There you go. That's better.
sometimes. Think
Oh
it's
god.
Diego.
Okay, yeah, I get it.
See?
Part puzzle, part playground.
Basically Polybridge, but
Up to you.
you know, in VR.
Okay, note to everybody, we are not letting Murmitch build bridges in real life, please.
What?
No budget limit.
Excuse you, I was in freaking engineering in freaking high school. I designed bridges.
Every plan survives
How many bridges did you build?
But hey, almost counts.
Well, they were all in a like
Build
stress
smart,
test
build
software,
bold.
but
Just
quite a few of them actually.
Constructor Studio.
I'm going back and reading some of the comments real quick before I get to Ray's. Sorry. Let's see.
No rush.
Seven Lovely Sins game coming out too. Yep. All Miku Muku dance based. All right. Let me see if they mentioned
Okay.
a Hololive game this month. I didn't see a Hololive game this month.
I don't think anybody got it.
Main game is cheap on Steam right now. Yeah, that's the you're talking about RoboCop, I imagine.
Robo-
Sometimes
Pac-Man. They showed a boss in today's. Oh yeah, they did have a stream today, Buttervan. I completely forgot about that. Yeah, they did have like a showcase stream today.
Design with precision, or follow your gut and see
Alright.
what happens.
So don't worry, guys. I am gonna try and catch up on this stuff and not ignore you. I
No
promise.
guarantees.
Let's
Not every
see.
plan survives contact with
Ray's
gravity.
next game is
Hey,
Motemancer?
Moatmancer.
smart, build
Moatmancer.
bold, just build.
Motemancer. And it has a demo, because I can already see that.
Another game that I skipped because I figured Ray would get it.
It's like a magical
Factorio.
Factorio
Yeah, I know.
on a hex grid instead of a grid
Yep.
Oh boy.
where you go through portals to other biomes.
You know what's pretty funny? I didn't even realize my family was all gone until I looked outside and they're all in the swimming pool. I'm like, shut up, bitch.
Dang.
I was like,
Gotta get
why?
down fast.
No, I'm like, why is it so quiet? I turn around, no one's here.
That would explain a lot.
Yep, it would. All right. That looks pretty
I
cool,
like that
though.
Factorio likes.
And remember, guys, if you like it, just check out a demo. You know, doesn't cost any
Demo.
money. We always make sure to mention those because I'd much rather have somebody try something out than spend their money blindly. You know? All right. Here's a game with a demo, and it's certainly a game. Yeah, I wonder what this reminds me of. Advent Neon.
Hmm.
What could this be like?
Rolling around at high speeds.
Can you guys see what game this reminds you of?
Well, the cool part is it has omnidirectional dashing in this game.
Oh.
And it has full-on boss battles, baby. Between this and Anton Blast, my eyes will never recover. Dude, I played that on stream last month. That game is so much fun. It's just the whole game doesn't take itself seriously, but the whole time you're like going 1,000 miles an hour. But yes, I always think if you can go fast in a game, it's always a good thing. Let's see. Next one is
Definitely looks like a good passion project.
yes, definitely. A Scent of Ashes.
Colony sim.
Yeah, so it's a colony sim with base building, and it's a strategy-based RPG at the same time.
Did I read that it had like Gibbs from Favorite World did mod or something
Yeah,
on it?
and the cool part, the one part I thought was kind of unique about this, besides the obvious like mixture of genres, is that it has real-time pause, like real-time with pause combat. So
Ooh, that's nice.
yeah, so you can pause and like plan out your motion and then do it.
So it doesn't restrict you on being
Tactical, yeah.
good enough for high speed
Yeah.
fast reactions.
Like I said, I think it's nice that you can actually, you know, do a variety of things instead of just being a strategy game or just being a colony sim. But like, this is kind of like what State of Decay would be if it was a really, really, really indie game with strategy combat, because that's what it is. You're trying to get survivors, engage raiders, and get, you know, equipment for your base and build your colony up.
That does look good.
All right, next one has a weird name. It's Hell Clock. and it has a demo. Big surprise. All right, this is a ARPG fast action dungeon crawler. Got to at least have one of these every month. But this one looked the most interesting out of all of them. Because it's based on like an actual war that happened in Brazil. So it's a dark fantasy based on that event.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's trying to be like Path of Exiles meets a roguelike game. Will it work? I don't know. But it's a very ambitious...
Only one way to find out.
It's a very ambitious way to promote your game. And the combat looks super fast. So...
Very much so.
And very fluid. You know, that's like there's a lot of trailers that can make a game look all right. But if your game's good, you'll be able to tell. And at least at a mechanical level in how it plays, it looks very fluid and solidly made. Alright. Okay. What do we got next? Next is Murmitch's game. Yes, it does. Oh yeah, here we go. Too bad Deborah's not here. Bakery Cafe Simulator. No, I'm gonna send her a copy. I'm gonna send her a link to it
Do it.
because she loves games like this. Bakery Cafe Simulator.
Because honestly, I was looking at this, I was like, oh my gosh, like it looks nice. Like being able to basically design your own bakery, it looked really cool.
I still got to go back and buy copies of Fast Food Simulator.
Yeah.
Oh wait. I'll let the trailer play first. We gotta see how much it is during the summer sale. We might have to might have to break out the wallet today. $10.49. I can at least buy a couple copies of that. All right, cool. All right, future plan has been made. Thank you. Murmitch, you're gonna be on fryers. Just to let you know. That way he could be like, ding, fries are done. Ding, fries are done.
Ding, fries are done. Ding,
fries are done.
Ding, fries are done.
Yeah, see? He's already in the role, guys. He's already role playing. We'll treat it like
Onion rings.
Alright, so you got Astro Prospector next. Alright. Is a incremental bullet hell about mining cofferoids and fighting Space Corp.
Yep.
And it has a demo. Well, it has a prologue.
Yeah, so what interests me is that it looked like a bullet hell where you're not actually like fighting enemies, because it doesn't look like you can attack them directly or anything. You're just avoiding everything and mining asteroids while you do it.
You know what? Avoiding things would actually be more difficult than shooting things in that type of scenario.
Right.
So you know what? Honestly, the difficulty would probably be really high.
Oh yeah, I can tell just from the.
For somebody who likes bullet hell games, the best part about a bullet hell game is when the bullets stop coming. If the bullets don't stop coming, you're kind of fucked. No, that's actually
Looks like you have some tools, but yeah.
all right. You get a wish list, Ray. I like.
Yeah.
I love bullet hell games.
Yeah.
I'm a sucker for a shmup, for sure. Let's see. Next one up is Wildgate, which I played the demo and the open beta of this game, because this is a PvP game that also has PvE elements as well.
Nice.
But it's got tactical ship-to-ship combat.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, you guys might actually like this if you look at the trailer. Hey, you guys might like this one.
Sure, you'll be fine.
So you actually have to fly your ship, and you jump out of your ship, and you're fighting enemies, and you're trying to jump into other people's ships too.
And an even tougher ship.
Interesting.
That's cool.
Keep her flying, and you'll find wonders beyond your wildest dreams.
Oh yeah.
A bit of arcade Void Crew PvP.
Yeah.
Or the other crews will blast you and take your loot. That's a distinct possibility.
The artifact is getting away.
So get ready. When your airtight plan goes out the
And at least this time I've actually played the game beforehand, unlike that last time we tried to get together with a game that looked like this.
use your turrets. Stealing their
Yeah.
Use their turrets. Traps, tractor beams, big red buttons.
Well, that's kind of cool. Just shoot through the window and invade.
Yeah.
Resources in. Coming in.
And it's got resource collection, Murmitch.
Can't promise fame and fortune here.
Put out fires
Or
and
that
stuff.
you'll even make it back.
Get to the gate. Go, 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 go.
The game does look like a lot of fun.
Hell yeah.
It's gonna be one hell of a story.
The real question always becomes, is the balancing okay?
Well, you know what?
And you gotta follow for me.
If you have any questions, guys, go check out the open beta because it is literally available right now. If you type in Wildgate,
Tell you about a place called the
You gotta
it
follow Tim.
literally is the open beta is open right now, guys. So yeah, thank you, Murmitch. Thank you.
Like the Gamma Gang.
I always
Been
try.
running on the follow
They did a
train
smash
today.
and grab.
I know.
I
To be fair, he has a much higher volume of games.
yeah, I do. But Ray most of the time has quality over quantity. So
The Underminer.
yeah, so we got Undermine 2, my version of a mining game.
Nice.
Only because I like the first game a lot. So it's an action roguelite built in a mine.
Cool.
And
Does that got multiplayer too?
oh hell yeah. Oh hell yeah, it does.
Nice.
And you can play past the bomb if you see what they're doing back there. You can basically pass
I
a
do
bomb.
see
But
that.
yeah, it's a dangerous game.
You don't say. Is the bomb getting bigger every time they smack it?
Yes,
Apparently.
yes.
I see why it's so dangerous.
Pretty sick, huh? Yeah. Oh, look at the bomb now.
Cool.
I was gonna say at some
Oh my
point you're gonna
God.
show the bomb, right? Yeah. Oh no, somebody dropped it.
Oh man. I can't wait to play that one too. I've already been talking to developers about that one.
Nice.
Listen, if I find games like I do my list like 4 or 5 days ahead of time just for people let people
Mhm.
know. And if I really like something, I will reach out now. I've gotten over that hump of being afraid to do so. So I literally just
Nice.
reach out now and I'm like, hey, I really would love to check out your game. All right, so this one is One Man's Trash.
I did see this, I think.
Remember that guy who lost a Bitcoin? This is not a story. That's great.
Junk is on.
In Junk Bay.
Yeah. You're literally digging the ground with a vacuum cleaner.
This kind of looks like that one. What's the?
Game about digging a hole.
Yeah,
I was thinking that.
except now it's a vacuum cleaner.
It's like Deep Rock Galactic, but with vacuums.
Where you make
Yeah,
the
one could say
case.
that.
I thought it looked.
This is how Hoxus was created.
Oh God.
There's even enemies down there you can fight with your vacuum. All right. So this is where core list comes into play.
Yay.
All right.
I was looking at this too, and I think you had it on your list too, Tim.
So this is obviously very much inspired by
Risk of Rain.
Risk of Rain, yeah. But you know, it can be its own thing too, and it does seem to try and make itself stand out a bit from being just another
Oh,
clone.
definitely.
And look at the friggin' skill tree.
Yeah, the
no,
skill tree
it's
is what kind of made me curious here. Is like, ooh, Risk of Rain doesn't have a skill tree.
No, it does not. looks hard as fuck though.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
not the easiest thing,
I'm okay with
but
that.
that's what the skill tree is for.
Yeah. Oh, one of the characters is a kitty. I'm sold.
Meow.
No, I'm very interested to see how that's gonna come out. That one earns a follow for me. There you go, Murmitch, you got one. Woo!
It doesn't have a demo. I did notice there's a prologue.
Yes, there is a
I don't know if
prologue
it's
to
the
it.
Same.
Prologues, demos, they're usually the same thing.
Yeah, but they're
Yeah,
not.
not advertising it.
Yeah, they're not. They're not posted on the same page.
Yeah, one doesn't link to the other as far as I can tell. Yeah, it does look like it's their early beta though, so that might
Yep.
be worth trying if you want to.
Yeah, it's got
Test it
positive
out.
reviews, and it's still free.
Woo.
Oh, all right. Cool. Confirmed. Free demo. There you go. All right. Let's see. Ray's next game is. Oh, this is the one that actually didn't pop up like that.
Yeah.
so- Kaizen, a factory story. And this one,
Nice in a factory story.
and it obviously has a demo.
Yep.
Oh, really? It's from the people that made that? Oh, boy.
Yep. So of course I had to put it on my list. Always been a fan of the Zachtronics stuff.
That's cool. You literally have to program it with chips and everything? That's neat.
Program the stuff to put it all together. Flip and rotate things. And then it grades you based on how much space you took up, how much cost it took, and how fast it did it. The usual stuff. And
You know-
it has a story, all kinds of stuff.
I give Ray massive amounts of credit because he would enjoy the hell out of this game, and I would probably lose my fucking mind.
Probably.
I would lose my damn mind trying to do it. But it does look very fun. Like, as for somebody who would
Mhm.
enjoy it, right? Like,
Yeah, if you like complex puzzle games, this is definitely in your wheelhouse.
all right. Speaking of games I've already been approved for, Wu Chang Fallen Feathers. Yes,
I think this was on Silver's list too. If I'm not mistaken.
I am finally going back to play the Souls-like game after a year of not doing it. I've already been approved for this game, and I'm going to play it.
All right.
Will I survive? I fucking don't know.
Well, it's a Souls-like, so no. But it's not about surviving; it's about persevering.
To be very honest though, it looks quite different from the Souls-likes that I am used to.
That is fair.
I don't mind if a game is difficult, at least as long as the combat's fun. And it seems a lot more fast and frenetic than block parry, block parry, block parry.
Yeah, maybe.
What will it take?
Plus, it's a pretty game, if nothing else.
Awaken you.
Oh, definitely.
And it's only $50. It's less than that game I reviewed earlier.
And it actually looks like it might have difficulty, unlike
Yeah,
the game you reviewed earlier.
Isn't that wild? that this game is cheaper. You can buy the deluxe edition for the same price as the game I reviewed earlier. I still don't.
Ooh, was that 505 Games?
Yes, the publisher.
Yeah. They do some pretty good stuff, so
Yeah.
might be why.
All right. Next one is going to be a hit with everybody if they did fix it up properly. Is Killing Floor 3.
Oh boy.
It's
Yeah, I mean,
it's finally
did-
coming.
They did have a bit of a rocky start to it, didn't they? So
Yeah, but they delayed it a long time because they said they were going to go back and fix a lot of stuff. So if they did,
I hope they did.
Oh,
Good.
yeah.
because that closed beta was not present.
Not well received either.
Give me more pyro weapons and I'll be happy.
Make the weapons actually feel like you're hitting something. That would be my request.
Let me burn.
Yeah, because like originally it's supposed to come out March 25th. So they delayed.
It certainly has been a while since then.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like they
12 months almost.
listen. I don't mind any of the other changes they made. I was like, just make the guns feel good to use again. Like the guns all felt like pea shooters, and there was no variety to anything. I was like, it felt very generic. So hopefully they took some time and fixed it up. I mean, it's only $40 for the base game. So.
Oh, I'm sure they'll triple that with DLC later.
Oh, probably.
Only a matter of time.
Oh, I have no doubt. Plus, I guess they're having another beta test pretty soon, so we'll see how that goes.
That'll be very telling. So hey,
All right,
you
so
wanna try it out? Looks like we can.
back on the indie front, the next game is Gun Droid. Do you like Contra? There you go.
Cool.
I like Contra.
Cool. You know.
I don't blame you.
And like it looks pretty faithful to its influences.
Yeah, certainly. Yeah.
Yeah, I hope it's so hard it makes me scream, because that's what Contra did. Alright, next one for Murmitch is a game that we're both looking forward to, because the first one was really good, is Neon Abyss 2.
I mean, you can't say none of us are interested in that because Neon Abyss is good.
And it's got multiplayer now.
Oh no! I didn't even know that part.
Really? It was in the trailer.
I just knew, I saw Neon Abyss 2 and I was like, dude, of course I'm gonna like it.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
But yeah, now there's multiplayer.
Me and Murmitch are
Or
gonna,
even more chaoticness.
me and Murmitch are gonna go
Bullet
ham,
hell
bro.
wasn't more enough.
Me and Murmitch are gonna go ham on this. You want to see me and Murmitch play a game together and both lose our minds? There's the game for
Yeah.
you.
I mean, technically, I think all four of us could.
Oh yeah.
Lose our minds.
Oh, I know. I just know he got really into the first one. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sad that I didn't play more of it, but I got to the point where like I couldn't beat
Progress.
some of the bosses. I couldn't really progress. So
Murmitch, there's a multiplayer demo available right now.
don't tempt me with a good time.
Download it. Tell us how it is.
It's supposed to be don't threaten me with a good time.
Yeah, I know, right? I'll threaten you with a time. All right. Next one is Spell Wizard, which also includes demo.
By the way, Neon Abyss is my pick of the month.
Smart pick. Smart pick.
Fair.
I know.
Murmitch
It's
is
the one
like,
I'm most excited for.
and also he's like, I'm a guaranteed win.
Well, also it's the one that I'm probably gonna end up buying. So.
Am I guessing that Raze is probably Monument Valley 3? Yeah.
No, actually, I just realized I hadn't picked mine. So.
Oh, it's okay. I honestly
I'm-
thought I honestly thought you were gonna pick Monument Valley 3.
As tempting as that was, I'm gonna go with Everdeep Aurora.
Okay.
The month.
All right. We're getting down
Spell
to.
Wizard. It's a typing game.
That's true.
Like
So
people don't do typing games anymore.
We're
think
getting
it's
down to the end here,
always nice to
folks.
see 'em.
My next game is Fumes.
First Killing Floor was originally released as an Unreal Tournament 2004 mod in 2005. I did not know that.
So, do you like vehicular combat? I sure do. And since we're never getting another Twisted Metal, I'm pretty sure, Fumes will have to do. It's a nice indie game that's been in development for a long time. I've known about this game for a long time. And, yeah. Basically, a post-apocalyptic game where you don't even fight it. While you don't only fight against other players, you fight against actual giant monster machines as bosses as well.
Interesting.
Yeah, this game's been in development for a long, long time.
Twisted Metal clone, good call, Pantoon.
God, I missed playing Twisted Metal 4.
Yeah, we're never gonna get another one. I mean,
I know.
they started making a live service one and then canceled it, so that pretty much kills that. Continuing the vehicle-based games, this next one is called Recharge, which is literally a RC racing game.
I did see this as well.
Very much in the vein of like Micro Machines, which was one of my favorite racing games when I was a kid. And you get to customize your RC cars.
That's always fun.
And then you don't even have to put together the stupid track that breaks. Did anyone else here own those RC tracks when they were a kid? Yeah, they were annoying.
No.
They cost a fortune, and then they worked for about a month. Oh, it was terrible. Like they charged like $300 for like the big tracks for them.
Yep, silver's up.
You want a loop-de-loop?
Morning, Silva.
That's $50. All right. Next one is Grounded 2.
Yep.
Which should be no surprise to anyone.
I told you, you can't run from me, you foul.
Happy to see Obsidian has made it through the Microsoft layoffs and all that.
Oh yeah, Obsidian's pretty safe, I believe. They got Grounded 2 and they got Outer Worlds 2 coming out in like the next 3 months.
Breaking news. There's been an explosion.
I think what? Grounded 2 comes out in July and Outer Worlds 2 comes out in October. So I think they're in good shape at least. The funny part is that Eidos Montreal is actually co-developing Grounded 2.
Oh, interesting. A little bit of outsourcing then, I guess.
Thank God, I don't want that studio to close down. Eidos Montreal hasn't produced a game in years. I'm just happy to see them doing anything.
I wonder, is this early access? Like
Yes.
they did last time?
Yes.
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, so this time you get a whole entire park to mess around in.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so it's the same kids, but they're older. And and as you can see, you can actually ride the creatures now.
You could have pet spiders.
Yes, you can.
Wow.
And they actually improved the combat.
That'll be good.
And you can fight with the while riding the creatures.
Mounted. That certainly looks cool.
Yeah, I'm surprised that they announced it so close to release, but I'm happy.
I know. Is there a price
July
for it
29.
or anything?
No.
Starts early access at that time anyway.
I'm going to guess $30. I'm gonna guess.
Hopefully it's not much more than that, because...
Yeah,
Hopefully.
I mean, what was originally grounded?
Wasn't it like 40?
35, 40, somewhere around there, yeah. All right. Let's see. Murmitch's final game is Eat the Rich.
Eat the rich.
Nom nom.
Current grounded is 50% off for $20, so 40 looks like the correct number.
Oh yeah, I remember the Deception game. Yeah, I remember seeing this.
Yeah.
Hey, good morning, sir. You made it in time.
You made it in time for the end.
Pretty game for 6 to 10 players.
That's a lot.
It's all right, Silver. You just gotta tell us your game of the month when you figure it out. Remember, Silver, you're the only one here with me the last 2 months. You're allowed to miss one, I promise.
Yeah.
It happens to everybody, sir.
Until this moment.
It's all right, man. It's all right.
I was here for 5 months in a row.
Exactly. You had a streak going.
It's not alright. It's not alright, dude. It's not alright.
Silver was streaking. I am done playing deception games with Murmitch and Ray because Murmitch will fall for whatever Ray says. So
I don't always fall for it. Just
99, yeah,
the majority of the time.
yeah,
He just falls for it every time I'm the imposter, right?
yeah, exactly.
You're probably too forgetful, Jim.
Which
Maybe. I don't know.
Well, the reason why I always fall for it is because I usually end up going with Ray, and then I end up dying because I go with Ray.
Or not dying, which ends up almost worse sometimes.
All right, so we have reached Ray's final game, which is Monument Valley 3.
There was 2 games before that.
Hey, well, this game was very popular on mobile on the iPhone for a long time.
I've never been there.
They're like atmospheric adventure games. They're very yeah, be like a very like you know, whimsical, good music, like relaxing vibes types games. Perfect for a mobile device, but also, you know, it's really good to play on computer. Because they didn't release the first 2 games on PC till like I think last year. They were Apple exclusive. Apple
I
exclusive.
think at least the first one has been on their PC for longer than that.
Yeah.
Jen, didn't Jess play
Yep.
first 2 games?
Yes, she did.
That's why this was on your radar too.
Yep. And it's got a demo, guys. We're counting.
Demo!
We're picking out all the demos.
It seems like we saved all the demos for last.
Okay, and I have one more game on my list, and then we are done, which is the game that I next will be bashing my head against the wall, trying to defeat for dare drops at the end of the month, which is Ninja Gaiden Ragebound. How wonderful a name.
Oh boy.
Almost like they're telling you what kind of experience you're in for.
Dude, I used to love the Ninja Gaiden games back in the day. But man, they were hard as balls, and this looks like it's going to be hard as balls.
Looks like your type of game, though.
Yeah, definitely looks like your type of game.
Yes, it does. And it's from the team that made Blasphemous. You realize how hard those games are?
No, I don't know how hard they are, but that explains a lot.
Oh, dude.
It does explain a lot.
Blasphemous 1 and 2 are, like, incredibly difficult. Yeah. They were indie Souls-like Metroidvania-style games.
Yep.
Thankfully, this
certainly explains the art style and the fantastic pixel art.
Thankfully, this is not going to be a Souls-like, or I would refuse to play it, but
Technically, wasn't all Ninja Gaiden games technically Souls-likes.
yeah, kind of. Souls.
They've had a history of being hard, but
Souls-likes before Souls-like has existed, you know.
Not true. Onimusha were technically Souls-like games.
Okay, when did they come out?
2003, 2004.
Okay, now look.
Before Dark Souls, before Demon Souls, before. However, remember that Kingsfield, the original games from Software, came out in '94. So technically, Souls-like games were around since the '90s.
Okay.
But was Kingsfield technically a Souls-like?
Yes, they are. Watch John Strife Hayes for clarification.
Okay,
I have.
I gotta see when the first Ninja Gaiden game came out, because I'm talking about
That was about
the regular
what,
Nintendo
2000?
ones. So
Oh,
this is the ones this is
oh,
the ones I grew up with, Silver. 88.
1988.
Yep, and then 1990 and
wow,
Tim, you're
1990.
showing your age.
Yeah, like
damn,
I had the
damn.
original Nintendo, man. That was my baby.
Well, yeah, back then, even during the 80s, I played 80s games before, and yeah, they were fucking hard as nails.
Yeah,
They
because
were designed to be that way, though,
uh,
intentionally.
all right, kids. You know why games were so hard back then? Because it prevented from people from being able to rent the game and beat it in one sitting.
Yeah,
Like the
I
original,
feel like, well, if you want to beat the game,
like
you
some.
either have to be fucking pinpoint precision or buy it.
I mean, look at so here's a quick thing before we end. Battletoads was one of those games like that because it was brutally hard. And the other one that ruined a lot of childhoods was the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game for NES, which was one of the most rage baiting games ever. You would die 45, 50 times trying to complete one level in the game. There is so many
Yeesh.
people that bought that game when I was a child and never finished it because of the sewer level, which is only the
Oh
second
god.
level in the game. It killed so many people so many times that they never managed to beat the game. So to
Oh,
give you an
wow.
idea. But all right. Thank you so much for hanging out for the podcast. Let me see the actual chat now that I actually can. That'd be
I was
great.
gonna say, so that's why people hated sewer levels.
Oh, dude.
Like people that hate water temples and Zelda games.
Oh my god.
Oh god, don't fucking remind me of when you hated it. Do not fucking remind me, I hated that shit. Ugh.
Yay! Thank you so much for the victory. All right, let's go back and read
Yay.
some of this stuff. Murmitch Silver saying, sigh morning. I get it. It's fine.
Yep, yeah.
I don't think Killing Floor 3 is ready. That's why it's going in early access. I just hope it's more ready than it was before.
Well, rule number one, don't fucking buy it day one, you fools.
Yeah.
Wait.
Well, they're doing another playtest, right? Too. I
Yes,
think
they
it looks
are.
like.
I just
So
signed up for another
hopefully,
one. Yeah.
hopefully,
Oh,
if anybody's
wait.
interested, they can try. They can.
Does that mean
Request
we'll
access to
actually own it, or do we just get access to the tests?
We'll just get
Yeah,
access to
probably
the
just the
test.
test.
But
Okay.
I have a person inside the company I can talk to, so it's fine. How do you think I got? Me and Silver are gonna play Painkiller. How do you think that all that happened? I already got my access, and it doesn't come out till October.
Painkiller.
Is an early access release Grounded 2? Yes, Grounded 2 is coming into early access. The first one did the same.
Yeah, actually.
Uh,
Surprising, I know. It's been years, but yeah, that is the case.
yeah, they did a good job with that game. Beyond our
Oh,
experience with it, they did a good job with it.
and as for my pick of the month, before I bloody forget, so many to choose from.
I picked a very strange one.
Oh, for me, it'd be like a tie between Total Chaos, which I already know about. I've already played the GZ Doom build years ago. It was a pretty fucking creepy game. And I never went to Nights 2.
Well, that would be your perfect pick, obviously. I like the demos are becoming common again. Yes, as the time that we've done this podcast, demos have become more and more and more prevalent. So right now, like at least 80% of the games that we talk about on the podcast have a demo. War of the Ninjas games
Yeah.
between this and Shinobi was a good podcast. Well, thank you. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for a few more games on the wish list. That's what we're here for. Good month of games. Games are also hard because of Nintendo Hotline. Yeah, because they wanted you to buy Nintendo Power. I was a sucker. I had Nintendo Power for like 4 years straight. I loved Nintendo Power. Let's get the pods. Did you guys ever call Neon Abyss 2? Yes, we did talk about Neon Abyss 2. That's Murmitch's game of the month. Nintendos were assholes from the beginning. Yeah, they were always out for your money, but they did a good job taking it. What about Lost in Prayer? Okay, well, I'll look real quick. You fucking win. And then we got to get going because I haven't ate dinner yet and I'm fucking starving. Lost in
Give me
Prayer.
both.
I'm dead.
Lost him.
You know what's worse than being dead?
Oh wow, this looks very much
Dying
like.
over and over again.
I'm trying to think. Okay, never mind. It's nothing like I've seen before.
I can't break out of this purgatory.
Oh, so it's a strategy game where you're trying to break out of hell? Or
Always
purgatory,
thinking I'm
sorry.
enough to make it out this time.
Sounds a little bit.
First, I tried gearing up. Golden armor, shiny weapons. I wanted it all. Until I got too greedy. And that got
The
me.
challenge is to survive, yet the
When I got
reward
it,
lies
I
in
took
dying.
control of my killer.
I like
guess that's
that
one
line.
perk of my situation.
That's an interesting one.
There I was again. Back
I like that it
square
has
one
character
on my new
customization.
singing feet. I learned new skills, fought off hordes of enemies.
That's always a
I was
plus.
strong as hell, or as heaven in my case.
Okay,
That
it's
was
interesting.
it.
That's for sure.
Victory was so close, I could almost taste it.
Am I calling this number here agreed to pay Nintendo $5.99 and an additional $1.99 a minute? Oh God.
Humbled,
Yeah.
I
that-
figured I could escape true hell.
every 900 number on your
Kept
phone when I
things
was a kid.
simple. No time to gloat, no ego, just progress.
Or as my favorite when I was younger and everybody would be dumb and call, oh yeah, 1-800-SEX-TALK. Guess what? It's $9.99 for the first minute and $40 afterwards. Ooh yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Oh dude, and like people would spend hundreds, not even thousands of dollars just sitting there having like doing sex line talk with people. This is before this is before internet
know.
porn existed, man. Hearing somebody moan was enough for some
Oh, I
people.
know.
You know.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Some people were very lonely.
Yes, exactly. All right, but thank you guys for checking out the podcast this month. I appreciate you all. Obviously, everybody here, you know how this shit goes. Once we end, we'll do our giveaways. We'll do a little spiel. I'll tell you what's coming up with me. Not much, really. We got 3 streams left. Well, 2 now. And then I'm going to be taking a break. But if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure to follow the channel. Make sure to subscribe. You know, all that fucking shit. Yeah. Silver, say the thing, man.
Schlong out.
Bye, everybody.